6 people were inside that house. By the time it was over, 4 of them were dead, each one shot in the head, execution style. 2 somehow survived against all odds, and for the next 30 years, their voices would carry more weight than anything else in this case, because they said they saw the killers. They said they knew who did it, and decades later, the state of Texas believed them. On March 9th, 2023, a man named Arthur Brown Jr. was strapped to a gurney inside a Texas execution chamber. He had spent nearly his entire adult life on death row. 30 years of appeals, motions, denials, 30 years of saying the same thing. I didn't do this. But on that night, none of it mattered anymore. As the execution began, he looked forward and said, "Tonight, Texas will kill a second innocent man." 17 minutes later, he was dead. So the question is, did Texas execute a calculated killer, or a man who never should have been there in the first place? To understand that, you have to go back all the way to 1992, Houston, Texas. A quiet residential street, Brownstone Lane. June 20th. That night, 3 men entered home. Inside were 6 people. They were tied up, helpless. What happened next would leave a permanent scar on everyone connected to it. Gunshots echoed through the house. One by one victims were shot in the head. When police arrived, the scene was devastating. 3 people were already dead. A 4th, a young woman named Audrey Brown, would later die at the hospital. For lives gone, Jose Tovar, Jessica Quinones, who was pregnant, Frank Farias, Audrey Brown. But somehow 2 people survived. Rachel Tovar, Jose's wife, and a young man named Nicholas Cortez. Both had been shot in the head. Both lived, and both would later become the foundation of the prosecution's case. Because they identified the killers, police quickly focused on 3 suspects: Arthur Brown Jr., Marion Dudley, and Antonio Dunson. According to prosecutors, this wasn't random. They said it was tied to drugs, a targeted attack involving people connected to distribution. But before arrests could be made, all 3 men disappeared. They ran, traveling across multiple states, using fake names, trying to stay ahead of law enforcement, until something unexpected happened. Their mothers got involved, each of them believing their sons were innocent, urged them to turn themselves in. Eventually, they did. And that's when the legal battle began. Arthur Brown Jr. was the first to face trial. The outcome was swift. Convicted of capital murder, sentenced to death. Marion Dudley would later receive the same sentence. Antonio Dunson got life in prison. And right there, the first question started to form. Why did one man live, while the others were sentenced to die? The state said the roles were different. The defense said the case wasn't consistent. At trial, everything came down to identification. Rachel Tovar, Nicholas Cortez, 2 survivors, 2 eyewitnesses. Both pointed at Arthur Brown Jr., but the defense pushed back hard. They argued the identifications weren't reliable. Cortez had failed to identify Brown in earlier photo lineups. Twice. Rachel Tovar had given conflicting accounts while in the hospital, recovering from a gunshot wound to the head. Her medical records showed a traumatic brain injury. The defense said those records weren't fully disclosed. Prosecutors denied hiding anything. There were other problems. No murder weapon was ever directly tied to Brown. An audio recording surfaced where a victim's relative suggested a completely different suspect. And then there was the issue of DNA testing. Brown's attorneys pushed for it, again and again. They argued it could prove whether he was even present at the scene. The courts denied those requests every time. So, whatever the truth was, it was never confirmed by DNA. Over the years, another argument gained traction. Arthur Brown Jr. might have been intellectually disabled. People who knew him described him as slow, easily influenced, not someone capable of orchestrating something this complex. And under U.S. law, that matters, because executing someone with intellectual disability is unconstitutional. But the courts didn't agree. They reviewed the claim and rejected it. Year after year, appeal after appeal. Nothing changed. The conviction stood. The sentence stood. In 2006, Marion Dudley was executed. Brown watched it happen from death row, and he said something that would stay with him until the end. If I'm innocent, then he was innocent too. Meanwhile, the families of the victims waited. 30 years of hearings, 30 years of memories, 30 years of grief. Rachel Tovar, who survived that night, carried it longer than anyone. She attended Dudley's execution, and in 2023, she was there again, this time for Arthur Brown Jr. Afterward, she said she could finally be at peace, that she had done what she needed to do for her family. March 9th, 2023, Huntsville Unit, Texas. Arthur Brown Jr. was 52 years old. No special last meal. No final requests. Just the standard prison tray. When asked for his last words, he spoke about the evidence he said was hidden, about the DNA testing he never got, about motions denied, appeals rejected, and then he said it. Tonight, Texas will kill a second innocent man. The execution began. The drug, pentobarbital. He spoke briefly to his spiritual advisor. Rest in power. Keep fighting. And then, silence. 17 minutes later, he was pronounced dead. Arthur Brown Jr. became one of over 100 people executed out of Harris County, Texas. More than most places in the United States. A system that many say is thorough, and others say is unforgiving. Because here's what makes this case different. The courts reviewed it again and again and again, and every time they said the conviction was valid. But still, there were questions about evidence, about identification, about what was never tested. And in the end, two things remained true. The survivors believed he was guilty until their final breath, and Arthur Brown Jr. believed he was innocent until his. So what do you believe? Because in cases like this, there's no reversal, no second chance, no way to fix it if the system got it wrong. Only one question that lingers long after everything is over. How sure is sure enough when a life is on the line? Subscribe for more update on dead row inmates.